Happy Valentine's Day, gorgeous! Today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this sultry look, perfect for a romantic date night. I'm also going to be sharing my complete outfit details, and I did design this look so you can use either your NAKED3 palette or MAC eyeshadows. It's up to you. To begin this look, I'm starting with a primer, and I'm going with the NARS primer, quite possibly the best one I have ever tried, and it will keep your eyeshadow in place all through your date night, even if you have the most oily lids imaginable. Before I apply any eyeshadow, I'm going to apply my blending shade onto the brow bone, and this will make blending a whole lot easier. First eyeshadow I'm taking from NAKED3 is Limit, and this is a matte dusty rose color. I'm applying this into the crease with a fluffy brush. And if you wanted to use MAC eyeshadows, you could go with MAC Haux in its place. And then I'm going back lightly and blending along the edges to help diffuse any harsh lines. Next eyeshadow I'm using is MAC's Phloof, and I'm applying this into the inner third of the lid. And if you wanted to use the NAKED3 palette, you could also use Strange here. I'm also applying a little bit of this eyeshadow onto the inner tear duct. Next, I'm taking MAC's Satin Taupe and applying this onto the middle of the lid and blending it into Phloof on the inner third, a little bit there. And for NAKED3, you could use Mugshot in place of Satin Taupe. To give this look smoky depth, I'm next taking MAC's Carbon and placing this on the outer third of the lid, and I'm going to be bringing this up into the outer V also. In place of Carbon, you could also use Blackheart from the NAKED3 palette. You could also try Dark Side, but you could also use any black eyeshadow that you may have. This step is a lot of back and forth blending, so I went in and applied Carbon, and then I'd go back and blend a little bit more, and then I took a little bit more Limit and blended that over Carbon to help diffuse the edges of it. So it was a lot of back and forth between both eyeshadows until I got the right mixture. So you may have to play around with it until you get that desired effect. For the lower lash line, I'm going back with Carbon on the MAC 266 brush and lining the entire length of the lower lash line. And then I'm going back over that line with Liar from the NAKED3 palette and using this to smudge that black line. I want a lot of emphasis on my upper lash line in this look, so I'm tight lining with a black eyeliner from Rimmel ScandalEyes, and I'm going to leave the lower waterline bare. But you can bring this pencil down onto the lower waterline also. I'm applying a black gel eyeliner. This is Inglot's number 77, and I'm applying it rather thick on that upper lash line. My false eyelashes are from inkyminky.com. These are in the style Heavenly, and they really are. They're so beautiful and dreamy. They just bring this whole look together so nicely. To begin prepping my face, I'm applying a moisturizer all over. This is going to help the foundation glide on a lot more smoothly and just gives your skin a radiant glow underneath. Because I want everything to stay in place, I'm also going to apply a primer. This is from Makeup Forever. It is their HD Primer, and this is great stuff. Love it. Next up is a little bit of color correction. I'm using the Graftobian Color Corrector palette and applying yellow concealer under my eyes and applying green concealer on the red spots that I happen to have all around my face right now. So basically, if you have purple under eye circles, use yellow to neutralize them. If you have blue under eye circles, use salmon to neutralize them. And the green that I'm using here is neutralizing the redness in my skin. Applying my foundation, this is from Lancome. It's their Taint Idol foundation. And then I'm buffing that into the skin with an angled stippling brush. This is from Makeup Geek. Setting the face lightly with some translucent powder from Laura Mercier and a face buffer brush also from Makeup Geek. And for my blush, I wanted a light pink sheen, so I decided to go with MAC's Azalea in the Afternoon. And this is such a pretty color because it's a light pink, but it has a little bit of gold iridescent sheen to it, so it makes the cheeks really sparkle. I'm also doing a little bit of contour down the sides of my nose and adding a small amount of it to the bottom of my lower lip, and when you do this, it makes your lips look bigger. Simple little trick that I like to use, but usually only for special occasions. I'm filling in my lips first with a lipstick from MAC. This is in the shade Snob, and it's a medium to light pink. And I wanted to tone that down a little bit and bring more dimension into the lips, so I went back with MAC's Myth and applied that onto the center of the bottom lip and the center of the top lip, and then blended that back into Snob. And you can see how much emphasis this adds to the lips. Just that tiny amount of a lighter color added really makes the lips look fuller and poutier. And to further emphasize that pout, I'm going back with MAC's Phloof and applying this also onto the center of the bottom lip and also on the center of the top lip. And I thought, hey, why not use it as a highlighter? So I put a little bit of this down the bridge of my nose and also on the tops of the cheeks. So there was a popular designer back in 2013 that came out with this love necklace, and the real thing was something like $1,100, absolutely ridiculous for a necklace. So I found this knockoff on eBay, and it's just as pretty. And I added a simple gold bracelet that came from Francesca's. This has the most beautiful details in it, and it has a lot of sparkle too. And these white 4.5-inch spiked heels are from Michael Antonio. I picked these up from DSW very recently, and they are super killer. They make your legs look fantastic. And this pink off-the-shoulder body-hugging number was purchased from ASOS for about $35. Hugs all the curves in all the right places and perfect for Valentine's Day.